welcome to the Braehead Arena here in Glasgow, Scotland. Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Sport proudly presents a night of championship boxing, sponsored by 888 Sport, Advanced Construction, and a very warm welcome to the city of Glasgow, the home of the 2014 Commonwealth Games. We are live on Sky Sports, and ladies and gentlemen, it's Fight Night live! The officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control in association with the World Boxing Council. WBC supervisor from Rome, Italy is Mauro Betti, and our area representative is Mr. Bernard Connolly. Timekeeper at the bell from Glasgow is Mr. Ricky Gilmore. And ladies and gentlemen, the three scoring judges, Ian John Lewis, John Keane and Victor Lachlan. When the bell rings and the action begins, the man in the middle, the man in charge, is our referee, Richie Davies of All Hallows, Kent. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing for the WBC International Silver Cruiserweight Championship. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner with lead trainer Peter Simmons. He's wearing the red trunks, weighed in at 14 stone, 2 pounds 14 ounces, 14-5 record, 12 wins, 8 inside the scheduled distance, and just 2 defeats. He comes to the ring as the former prize fighter champion. Ladies and gentlemen, from Canning Town, East London, it's the Macho Man, Wadi Camacho! And now, the champion, fighting out of the blue corner in the white trunks from Woodley, weighing in the 14 stone, 3 pounds 10 ounces. He is undefeated, 9 contests, 9 wins, 4 inside the scheduled distance. He's the reigning Celtic Cruiserweight champion, and ladies and gentlemen, the reigning and defending WBC International Silver Cruiserweight champion from Edinburgh, Scotland, it's Simmons! So let's get the action underway then. 10 rounds of boxing for the WBC International Silver Cruiserweight Championship.
Okay, fellas, you've both had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect of you. Behave yourselves, do as you're told, and above all, defend yourselves at all times. God bless you both. Shake hands.
And during the entirety of that build-up, Stephen Simmons' blue eyes did not leave Wadi Camacho. In response, Camacho turned his back on Simmons, just stayed cool, stayed in his own zone. A real sense of anticipation around the Braehead Arena as these two go head-to-head. It's a genuine grudge match. It's over 10 rounds, and the consensus is no way is this one going the distance.
Well, the first point is, can Camacho make this southpaw stance work to his advantage? Can he win the battle of the jabs? Can he get himself moving in an anti-clockwise direction the way a southpaw wants to move? Simmons is trying big punches already, being a little bit reckless. So the cool head, he was promising, mate. Not in evidence so far.
Yeah, Simmons has been well wide of the target area, but Camacho just pouring out that right-hand jab. Both of them look to just settle down, get some rangefinders going again. Again, a very wild hook which Camacho saw, and a couple of inside shots there from Camacho, who got the feeling, talking to Peter Sims, that they will try and wind Simmons up if they possibly can in this fight. So let's see if Camacho engages in any little trickery.
Well, Simmons doesn't seem to have a thought in his head. All the experience he's picked up in his amateur career, thinking what he's doing, keeping the cool head. We're not seeing that. He's trying big punches. He's trying to make an early impression by hurting Camacho early, but he's making mistakes.
Camacho, not only a southpaw, but a guy with a lot of power. His 2 defeats came when he ran out of steam against China Clark. Said he wasn't in the right condition at all. Inexplicably against Tony Conquest, he had Conquest down on the floor in the first 2 rounds and then sat back and admired his work after that. He's never in any kind of trouble, but there's nothing in Camacho's history that suggests he's a little bit chinny. So if Simmons thinks he's going to get him out of there with 1 punch, that might be optimistic.
Well, he started the better of the 2, Camacho. He's thinking what he's doing. That's the feet, tangled there. You have to expect that with the orthodox and southpaw. But the jab's working, stepping in with the right hand. This is an excellent start from Camacho.
Threw in a little uppercut in the mix as well there, Camacho. Very positive from him. Very controlled.
Simmons is too intent in landing big punches. He should be solving out the problems, dealing with the southpaw stance, using his skills. But all he wants to do is land 1 big haymaker.
And that one missed, as so many have missed in this opening session from Stephen Simmons, who I'm sure will be told by his trainer Danny Vaughan when he sits down on his stool, just settle down and calm down and get on with the game plan. Oh, and definitely a right hand way after the bell.
Devin,
Yeah, alright, nice. So you've got to keep him like nice and tranquilo, yeah?
Sí, tranquilo.
No se skate anything,
Peter Sims just issuing the reminders and a little bit of afters here.
Yeah, well, Simmons had 3 minutes to land some decent punches. Why did he have to wait till the bell sounded? But not a good start from Simmons. Cool head, good boxing from Camacho.
Simmons out fast at the start of round 2. Simmons not been in a ring since September when he did a nice job on the unbeaten German David Graf over 10 rounds. It's the first time he'd gone past 6. Started fairly slowly in that fight as well, but this is good stuff again from Camacho. And that jab is starting to be a real nuisance for Stephen Simmons. It's busy and not everything is landing, but it's always there in his face.
I think Simmons has been out with a rib injury that just wouldn't seem to shift. And that's what's kept him out for so long, so there may be a little bit of rust. But Camacho doing the right things. There's an awkwardness about some of the things he does, but they're difficult to deal with. And Simmons can't get past the southpaw jab to get into range.
Nice bit of variety there from Camacho. He turned the jab into a hook and just sort of pulled it around the side and got through, giving Simmons something else to think about here. Right hand gets through from Simmons. And that drew a big cheer.
Camacho's making it awkward. What you have to do there is maybe put punches out 2s and 3s, put the power into the last one. But Simmons is just a little bit predictable. You can see what's coming.
Yeah, it is interesting because Camacho is the guy with the reputation for the big power punches, but he's not loading up, and Simmons is.
Yeah, and he's the one using up all the energy, for no change back. Simmons, he can't get the punches off here. This really is good stuff from Camacho.
Like I say, not everything is landing, but it's enough to keep Simmons occupied, and that was another very crude assault from the Scot as he tried to shorten the distance. Got through with the left to the body there before Camacho slid out of range.
He's putting too much into this, Simmons, and for little success. Little jolting uppercut up close. He's trying to manoeuvre Camacho round in the clockwise direction. That's the first thing you have to do with a southpaw, try to get outside the jab, but nothing clean.
Those right hands of Simmons are all over the place. Of course, he's going to land one in a minute and knock it, spark out, but right now they're way off.
Well, Camacho has dealt with everything that Simmons has thrown at him so far, and he's done it with ease. He's kept his cool. That's a little bit better from Simmons there. Nothing on target there.
But the work rate has dropped a little bit the longer this round has gone on from Camacho.
If Simmons is in great shape and he can do this for 10 rounds, well and good. but he's using up a lot of steam.
You've got to get behind the jab. Let's see you finish with a left hook now. 1, 2, just touch, don't load up, bam, bam, bam. Just turn it onto you all the time. The jab's the key and the head movement. If you stand still, he'll catch you.
Well, Simmons just looking still for the big shots, and there's a right hand that got through. Camacho handled it well, spoiled as soon as the punch landed, kept his wits about him. But Simmons really should be using his skills a bit more. Camacho keeping nice and cool.
And Danny Vaughan, Simmons' trainer, was reminding him of precisely that, Jim, as we were watching those replays, because what we've talked about is the right hand of Stephen Simmons, and yeah, the big one got through, but most of them have missed, and Danny Vaughan just reminded Simmons that the left hook is there for him, and he said Camacho is wide open to that left hook. So let's see if he'll try and introduce the left hand into his work a little bit more here as we go into round 3.
But it's crude assaults from Simmons. He's not boxing his way close. He's not dealing with the southpaw jab. You know, he's just trying to charge past it. Now, it's a little bit too predictable what he's doing. He should be showing a feint, draw the lead first, think what he's doing, but he seems too fired up. I mean, the little feint there coming from Camacho, that was better.
Yeah, with a good solid right hand once again. Simmons. Again, Camacho's taken it well. And there was the left. This is better. Starting to pick up, and then Camacho just gets out of range from that attack. But Simmons having a little bit of success here in round 3.
Camacho's making it awkward, so Simmons is going to have to be prepared to miss, but put punches out in combinations, single shots. Camacho's dealing with it. A bit closer now, the right hand landing again there.
Camacho looking for a response, and it's the left hook to the body from Camacho that gets through. A little tapping right hand.
He's finding the target a bit more often with the right hand now. Simmons, not any real power behind it. Camacho still looking lively. You can see the concentration on Camacho's face there.
Simmons has got him pinned in the neutral corner, but Camacho just ties him up and gets one of those right hands, and Richie Davis says, right, that's enough of that.
Getting closer now, Simmons. He'll be a little bit happier here. He's not quite so gung-ho, a little bit more thought into what he's doing. He's priming the right hand. It's worked a couple of times. There it goes again. Didn't work that time. That was good.
He followed up with the left hook. And the work rate from Camacho has dropped. He's not flicking out those right hands as much as he was in the first couple of rounds, and that's giving Simmons a chance to establish some work of his own. Good double up with the right hand.
See, he's not making Simmons miss in this round, so he's not in a position to counter. The punches are landing now. Even if they're not landing full force, they're preventing him from countering. So, little twist in the plot. Simmons is the one who's improving.
You listen to me.
Yep.
2 phase attacks. You've got him now. He's spoke now.
Much better that from Stephen Simmons.
Jab, right hand. Double jab, right hand.
And regular success, definitely won the round.
Yeah, the right hand was working. He was getting a little bit closer. And because he was landing, as I said there, Camacho not able to come back with the counters. So he kind of kept him thinking about what was coming at him in that round. So Camacho really has to re-establish that southpaw jab. Has to get his punches off a little bit earlier.
Well, that's what worked for Camacho earlier, and I think he's been sent out with exactly that message. Just keep that southpaw jab pumping away. Simmons has done a lot of his work in the sun in Marbella. Matthew Macklin's gym down there. Must have back these days, it seems. That was nice, good inside work from Simmons. Camacho's picked up some sun as well. Some training in Tenerife.
Camacho really should be trying to get his body weight forward a bit more often. He has power himself, but the way he's backing off and circling, he's not really generating, he's not using the power. He has to be careful not to give the initiative away to Simmons. Caught
with another right hand a few moments ago there, Camacho. And again, Camacho staying out of trouble, but just not doing any work.
You know, these are don't hit the punches that Camacho's throwing at the moment. He has to get a bit more belief into the jab. The jab worked so well in the first couple of rounds, so he needs to commit himself to what he's doing. Step in behind the jab. I mean, it's not a great round, but Simmons again is the one who's showing a little bit of improvement.
Doing anything really. It's a little bit better doubling up the jab.
There's nothing in that jab though, no snap at all. Right hand again. Simmons.
A nuisance jab really from Camacho. Nothing else. If he just keeps it busy, it'll keep Simmons occupied. He just hasn't been throwing it enough. Caught again.
He felt that one. He felt that one, Nick.
There's that left hand.
Well, the better punches so far in this round have come from Simmons. He's cooled down a little bit, seems to be thinking what he's doing. He's getting his feet closer, not swinging and hoping. That was good stuff, although it was blocked. That was a better one.
Yeah, picked his shots nicely there, Camacho, and the second one definitely sunk in. Good response this from Camacho. Whether it's enough to win in the round is another matter, but he's rallied well. And the swelling continues to grow under the right eye of Stephen Simmons. Noticeably swollen in this round.
Camacho just has to be careful he's not negative here.
Yeah, nice and relaxed. Just keep on the jab on his eye. Punish his eye. As soon as you see him,
the first thing Peter Sims said to Wadi Camacho when he sat down was that, look at that guy's eye, it's really starting to swell up, so he's drawn attention to it as well. Not that you can really miss it, that really did start to balloon in that round, Jim.
Yeah, well, I mean, Camacho does have the power, he can inflict some damage, but he's spending an awful lot of time backing off. The body shots were good. I just think he started too late in the round there.
Johnny Roy in the corner of Stephen Simmons, working on trying to keep that swelling down. Very, very nicely balanced this one as we go into round 5. And once again, Camacho was sent out, told just keep working that jab. Simmons is starting to have repeated success. And he's landing the more hurtful punches and the more eye-catching punches the longer this goes on.
Yeah, and the southpaw stance hasn't been quite as effective now that the pace has slowed down a little bit. I just feel Camacho should be moving forward a bit more often than just like that.
Well, Simmons moving forward, they've got him in trouble there. His own momentum just carried him into trouble. Big right hand. Great response from Simmons. But Camacho took that well. Body shot was blocked, but the left hand follow-up got straight through the guard, and Simmons a little bit crude there as he launched his attack.
I think Camacho you have to get the respect of the other guy, and moving forward and getting your body weight behind the punches will do that. That was good stuff from Camacho.
And he has got that power. He's kept it very, very contained in this fight. And again, Simmons looking crude again. Are we seeing another change in momentum here?
That was like a tired looking right hand that Simmons threw there. Yeah. There's more meat in that one. It was blocked though.
Simmons just leaning in on Camacho. And then Richie Davis has to separate them. But they both kept their heads in this one. Oh, Camacho went for it with the big left hand and didn't connect. Amazing to look at the bad glove between them, and that's better again from Simmons. Every time he does land though, the big cheer from the back of the hall. Good response, good left from Camacho.
Surprised that Camacho hasn't used that left hand more often. It's been effective. Good shot again.
Well, he's picked a few good ones here. And Simmons has been stung a few times by those lefts. And of course, when they land, there's not a sound in this arena.
Not Simmons again looking disjointed in these attacks. Crude. Predictable. It's been a messy round, but so far I think Camacho's having the better of things. Started well, then a nice little burst a few seconds ago.
And again, another tired-looking punches from Simmons. He's loading up with them, and Camacho picking him off nicely once again.
I think if Camacho brings that left hand into play more often, Simmons is in big trouble, because he's a lot of success with it. He's not used it a lot. Not crude stuff again from Simmons.
Yeah, and he had Camacho a little bit open there and couldn't capitalise. It's been a much better round for the man from East London. And once again, they're just going to have to retune things a little bit here for Stephen Simmons.
See, when he gets his body weight forward, much more effective. Nice right hand counter there from Simmons, who seems to be the bigger puncher, but his balance is all over the place. He's not using his technique. Yep, good solid shots. Not enough method. Not enough method in what Stephen Simmons is doing.
Well, the stats, if they're to be believed, are showing that Camacho much the busier, and a lot of those are those flicking jabs of his. They're not landing as much, but the percentage might not be as good, but he's actually landing more punches, as I say, if those stats are valid. But it's close. It's close through 5 rounds. We go into round 6, and everybody, and I mean absolutely everybody, who said there's no way this is going 10, are starting to think maybe it might.
See, I have Camacho 1 point up there. But this is the halfway stage here. So this is where you're looking for someone to take charge. Will anyone be able to do that? Decent right hand from Simmons.
Yeah, let's see if we will see more of the left hand from Wadi Camacho here. Let's see how Simmons can recover from what wasn't the best of rounds for him.
Still looking for the big shot, Simmons. He's just... I mean, we know what's coming, so I'm pretty sure Wadi Camacho knows too. He needs to... something a little bit more subtle, little feints, little combinations, try something a little bit different. Camacho, just his concentration has been excellent, and he's keeping enough space between himself and Simmons. Yep.
Yeah, Camacho just catching him with that right hand once again. Simmons landing a right hand as Camacho was being turned around. That was better. Getting the lead left off. Simmons. The recent history between these two, Jim, has been pretty toxic, as we know, but it hasn't always been this way. They were amateur teammates as recently as 2009, and Scotty Cardle, who's sitting ringside, put an old picture up of the three of them on Twitter, all arm in arm and best of mates. They're not mates anymore, that's for certain.
Simmons been caught at long range there. If you move into punching range, you want to be punching. Simmons, is he going to be the first one to show the signs of tiredness? He's still looking for the big bombs. And then Camacho leaning on him there, that saps even more energy. Camacho still looks at slightly the sharper of the two. As though he's pacing this a little bit better.
Yeah, and making Simmons miss once again. This is going back to the first couple of rounds where we saw Simmons just loading up and being a little bit over anxious to try and do some damage.
I think Simmons is looking heavy-legged at the moment. He's been caught at the wrong range. He's backing off at the moment for no reason. Is he trying to draw Camacho onto something? That doesn't have the speed to do that.
Well, Ricky Burns is our main event, and we've got a pretty tasty appetizer coming up next as well, with British and Commonwealth titles on the line, and another England v Scotland battle, although this one's going to be a lot more respectful. Certainly was in the build-up. Louis Limond against Curtis Woodhouse, and Andy Scott is with the British champion now. It's there in Lisbon, as I say, Jim, absolutely no trash talking and bad blood between those two at all, unlike these two. Stephen Simmons in the white with the blue trim against Wadi Camacho.
I think Camacho grew in confidence a little bit in the previous round. That was better from Simmons, and he's the one for me who has to improve here. He was caught too often between the wrong range, thinking too long about what he was want to do.
Drawn in and not really able to do anything because Camacho read him all the way.
That's been the problem, Nick. He's been too predictable.
Let's go back to his last 10-rounder, Jim, against David Graf, the German. For me, he got better and stronger the longer that one went on. I'm not seeing that here from Simmons.
Just flicking punches again at the moment from Camacho. Those kind of don't hit me type punches. I'm surprised. I'm just about to say I'm surprised he hasn't brought the left hand into play, because there you are, it's working well.
There's another one. Two good lefts to the body from Camacho. Camacho, I understand, much better condition than when we saw him against China Clark. He changed trainers after that. That's the old story. You lose a fight, blame the trainer. What's going on here with
There's a little
Simmons?
bit of the butt there. He'd be fortunate if it's not a point deducted. It's the first warning, so probably won't be. But if he does it again, and that's the frustration. What he's trying to do with his fist isn't working, and that's just a sheer sign of frustration.
Marked under the right eye here, Wadi Camacho. Oh, that was from the use of the head, or whether that was an earlier punch. Left to the body once again from Camacho as Simmons just lunged in.
Leaning on him again. I mean, these are good tricks. These are good old pro tricks, just to take that little bit more energy out of the other guy in this kind of fight. Simmons not getting close.
Well, I was just saying there, Jim, that Wadi has changed trainers after both his defeats, and he's with Peter Sims now. He's definitely calmed him down and making him use his boxing brain a lot more. And again, Simmons looks to try and land, and he's out of range, then gets out of range himself.
There's a confident look at the moment about Camacho. Simmons is backing off and circling when he's not been forced back. I think he's looking for a breather. I don't think the strength's there. I think he's wasted far too much energy.
Another good left hand again. Yeah, he's landed a few to the body, getting through with a left hand himself there, Simmons, but there wasn't much of a cheer for that one, because I think this crowd knows Simmons is taking some punishment here, and it's all coming from the left hand of Wadi Camacho.
See, Camacho,
and a couple of jabs.
He's so relaxed, Nick. He's so relaxed, so the punches are flowing where everything is forced from Stephen Simmons. It's he's come in with the wrong idea. Decent jab there.
Yeah, finishing strongly here, Simmons. But there were some good lefts to the body. And followed up with a couple upstairs as well. Camacho.
Punching round the back of the head there, Camacho. Yep, he's one for that.
But did Simmons do enough in the last few seconds of that round to deserve a share of it, or maybe even nick it on the cards of the three judges?
Listen, you need to win these 3 rounds, I'm telling you now. You've got to step up.
Well, you heard what Danny Moore said. He's got to go out and win these last 3 rounds, and I don't think many would disagree.
Okay, listen, you've got to let yours go. You're holding back too much. You've got to let them go. Listen to me.
Well, you said it, Jim. Frustration. That's the word that sums this up.
Yeah, but he's been too predictable, and then that was that. I mean, the referee, in full view, there was nothing smart or clever about that. And I thought there was a show of confidence in Camacho's work. Okay, a nice little comeback from Simmons towards the end of the round, but not. I thought over the 3 minutes, Camacho produced the better work. He's keeping a cool head. He's thinking about what he's doing, which I'm afraid Stephen Simmons is going to have to start doing.
And that's not something we've said much about Wadi Camacho in the past, thinking what he's doing, but he really has knuckled down under Peter Sims. And he's shown a lot of maturity and intelligence in this fight. 3 rounds to go. It's never been the explosive fireworks show we all thought it would be. And that's mainly because Camacho has just kept it very much under control from the first bell.
I mean, there are things that you do against an awkward customer. You know, you show a little feint. You put punches together. You don't just plod straight after them, swinging and hoping. You force them into making the first move. But Stephen Simmons, he still just seems to be thinking about that big right hand.
Almost landed it there as Camacho was moving backwards. And lunging in with a left hand that missed. I think I said this before, there's almost an age of desperation about Simmons' work. Certainly that's been increased now ever since Danny Vaughan sent him out and said, you've got to win these last 3 rounds.
See, everything has been forced that we've seen from Simmons. Nothing is flowing. A nice little jolting left hook to the chin there from Camacho. Does that left hand, which has worked so well for him.
Well, he got through with a long left hand there, Simmons.
Simmons has got through a couple of times. That was better from Simmons.
But although Simmons has landed a few of those big ones, he's never wobbled Camacho. Can he do it here, though? Another one of those left hooks coming in. And Simmons gets the treatment with the jabs once more.
There's some good punches from Simmons, but another good response from Camacho. This is a round that's in the balance at the moment.
Who can really catch the eye in this last minute of this 8th round? Those jabs were blocked off.
The forearm there. Yep.
And he got away with it as well, Simmons.
Well, that time he did it without the referee standing right in front of him. He's forced it well in this round, Simmons. He's taken the initiative. His work hasn't cleaned up an awful lot, but he's taken the initiative. He's looked to boss. And Camacho just looking a little bit jaded at the moment.
Yeah, it's not caught the eye at all here, Camacho, has he? Simmons has been busier. Has shown some hunger in this round as well, a real bit of desire from Stephen Simmons. He responded very well to what his corner were telling him. Missing again as he loaded up with the right hand, follows through with the left though as well.
See, that's what he has to do, Nick. He has to do things away, out of the ordinary. Yep, turned things around a little bit in that round, I thought.
And now who can make an adjustment?
It's more of the same.
Yeah? Alright, I'll start blowing up now. You understand me? What? Tied up? Get me an ice fender in that box.
Look at that cut over the left eye there of Camacho.
This kid has only got 1 minute. You understand me?
Yep, he landed the better punches in that round. He took that look of confidence away from Camacho. But I still have an awful lot of work to do. His corner said he needs the last 3 rounds. Well, that's how I had it in my card. So on my card he's got 1 on the bank. So he needs to build on that. Camacho still boxing well. You're under the cosh a little bit in that round.
Don't let it go now. I'm telling you, don't let it go now.
Just holding himself together well.
Just a little bit surprised that Camacho just took his foot off the gas in that last round. Let's see if he steps the work rate up a little bit here. Now, Jim, how are you seeing this one as we go into the business end?
Love Camacho a couple of points up. I really think Simmons has been disappointing tonight. The technique has not been there. He's forced everything. Camacho's kept his cool. He's looked a bit negative at times. So I suppose in some of the rounds it's down to what you fancy. But Simmons, for me, has failed to produce in too many rounds. Good left
produced there. Nice left hand. But he got caught coming in a little bit there, Simmons, and they really are starting to unload now, the two of them.
Camacho feeling a bit tired himself now, so it's just who can dig that little bit deeper and drag something out of themselves. I mean, this is
got really caught. Great right hand from Simmons. Now can he capitalise?
Camacho's taken it so well, he's firing
really
straight back. But that was a terrific punch from Simmons. He's been looking for it all night long.
There's another one. As Camacho tried to get the jab going, Simmons wasn't having any of it. This is a strong finish from Stephen Simmons. And signs that Camacho is not enjoying this. Through the left hand there in that exchange. Simmons there is so crude as he lunges in. He does look tired, but his commitment is 100%. Caught again there, Simmons.
Well, the referee didn't call break. He was quite right to do that. Richie Davis shrugged his shoulder there. He didn't call break. Protect yourself at all times, I believe, is the phrase that covers that. Now this is a huge drive now from Simmons. Obviously the camp feel they need it.
And they're right, of course, and Stephen Simmons with a terrific response. And you do get the feeling that Wadi Camacho needs to find something to turn this around here, and again all of it crude and messy, and Richie Davis separates them, but again Simmons landing, left hook.
Yeah, he's looking the boss at the moment. I think just his natural physical strength is giving him the upper hand in this round. But on my card, he needs this round plus a knockdown. Took too long to get going in this one for me. A good response there from Camacho. Nothing much landed, but at least he got the punches off.
Well, if it does end up as a draw, we get to do it all over again.
There's
Another
a
good
big
shot
shot again.
from Simmons. He is finishing strongly. Got off a right hand follow on through as well. And for the first time, Camacho in big trouble. Catches another left hook. And he's hanging on this time, trying to get the head clear. And he's badly cut on the right eye as well, Jim. Simmons finishing like a train. And Camacho was in big trouble there and sat down heavily on his stool.
Do you understand me? Listen to me. Look at me. One more round, he defines your life. Yeah? Do you understand me? Yeah? Just one round will define your life, your boxing career.
Peter Sims knows exactly how serious the situation is, because Simmons has grabbed this fight by the scruff of the neck in the last 2 rounds. And another 30 seconds there, and he might have made the crucial breakthrough.
Yeah, well, it just depends how much is that taken out of Camacho. I still have Simmons 1 point behind at the moment. I think he took far too long to get going. So on my card, if he's to win this, he needs a knockdown. Camacho needs at least to share the last round. But I wonder, did those big punches just take so much out of Camacho that he doesn't have anything left for the last round? That was a punishing round for Camacho. He was stunned several times. So this is all down to the road work, the fitness, the stamina and the desire.
And Stephen Simmons getting a lift from 4,000 or 5,000 people here at the Braehead Arena in Glasgow. Big start to the round from Simmons. The left hook getting through again. Who can find another gear in this last round? At the moment, it's Simmons finishing strongly and Camacho wilting under the pressure.
Yep, Camacho is much more effective when he gets his body weight forward, but I just don't think there's anything in the tank.
And again getting through, and he's in trouble. Big trouble here. Camacho looks like he's ready to go, and there is the knockdown. And his eyes are all over the place. He's up on his feet, but the legs are horrible. He's looking away from Richie Davis. He's in serious trouble. I think one punch from Simmons could end this. There it is, a couple of left hooks, and Camacho dips at the knees, and Richie Davis says that's it. What a turnaround from Stephen Simmons. Danny Bourne said to him, you need 3 rounds. That's what he got, and the stoppage was the exclamation point, and Camacho out on his feet.
Well, Nick, being a champion is about turning it on when you've got to turn it on, and it's about winning fights when you're not having one of your best nights, and that's exactly what Stephen Simmons has done tonight. He did not use his skills, his technique, his experience. He wanted to blast Camacho out of there from the first bell, and he managed to do it. And as far as I was concerned on my card, he needed at least a knockdown in the last round to turn in my favour.
Look at this, all the bad blood's gone now.
This is nice to see. This is what you like to see in boxing. I mean, these are 2 rivals who will probably end up friends for life. And I tell you what, if Wadi fancies a return, I think we could sit through that again, Nick. I think that was pretty good. It was action all the way, a couple of untidy rounds, but that was terrific. But full credit to Stephen Simmons. He had to dig in. His corner told him he needed the last 3 rounds. He had to dig in, he had to produce the goods. It was a struggle for him from start to finish. Nothing he did flowed at any time, whereas Wadi Camacho at times really looked in control, looked confident. But all those things don't count if you can force a stoppage, and that's what Stephen Simmons did. Terrific fight, the crowd loved it, and a terrific finish from Stephen Simmons.
You knew when he got up from that first one, you could just look into his eyes. He was absolutely out on his feet, Camacho, and Simmons ruthless. That was quite a turnaround from Stephen Simmons. Just like in his last fight, he finishes very strongly, especially when you think about how we were saying in rounds 4, 5 and 6. He was looking so tired, Simmons, but he paced it so well.
See, Nick, you can build stamina, you can build fitness, but natural physical strength, that's there or it's not there. And Stephen Simmons has that. He has it in abundance, so he can call upon that. And I think that was the difference between the two of them in that last round. It was just the sheer physical strength that Simmons could call on, and that's what turned it around from the fitness of both men, obviously, but just the sheer natural strength of Simmons.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Ricky Gilmore has recorded a time of 1 minute and 1 second of the 10th and final round. Referee Richie Davis has stopped the contest with Camacho in no position to continue. Therefore your winner, and still the WBC International Silver Cruiserweight Champion from Edinburgh, Scotland, Stephen Simmons.
Terrific night for Stephen Simmons. It meant so much to him. So on the scorecard it reads Scotland 1, England 0. We got part 2 of that little dust up coming up. We've do the business there and really